What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Oscar, and this is where I talk about reality, awareness, consciousness, connecting with spirituality, and knowing your true nature beyond the conventional. So, welcome. And yesterday, let me tell you guys a little story of why I did not make the video of today yesterday. So I was lacking some information and how to actually put this video into words, okay? How would I actually, say what I wanted to say and give my message out? And so it had so many different parts to it, so I really didn't know how to really just put it into one video that wasn't too long. And so I was hanging out with a friend, and she actually showed me a video that really told me how to separate the information and the message that I wanted to share on my channel. And so, finally getting hit with that video, I finally created a new video, a new way of delivering the message. So today's video topic, right, is going to be 5 things that the world is doing, of how the world works, that is keeping you from knowing your true nature, okay? 5 things about this conventional world, okay? So, number 1, the eat, sleep, work, sex cycle, okay? That we're all engulfed in, all of us, that we've all been a part of, at least in some point of our lives. And if you haven't, wow, that is freaking great, because you are out of a cycle, out of a matrix that is keeping you from really getting to know yourself and really contemplating your existence at a deep level. So what I want to say about this cycle is that, as I said, it's a matrix, and our entire world collectively, viewing this objectively, is part of this. We're all conformists, okay? We're all conforming to this conventional pattern of living life. Now, why is that? Why is that so many people are following this format, this template of living their lives, and they follow this cycle? A lot of people, right, the majority of the people on this planet have followed this cycle for years and years until they die, okay? Until they die. And of course, now it's a different time, a different era, a different age, and I'll get to talking about that later, but I just want to really specify that I want you guys to start thinking. This video is to spark that deeper contemplation, that introspection, and that curiosity about why things are the way they are in this world. And so I put this down, one of these things, number 1, right, out of the 5 things, this sleep cycle, this sleep, work, eat, sex cycle is what's keeping people, a lot of people, in this pattern of doing things that never gives you time to find out who you really are. Because if you are working every single day of the week from a 9 to 5, for example, and you are, just going out to eat throughout this, you're buying groceries, you're picking up the kids from school, hanging out with your friends on the weekends, having sex, looking for a partner. You see all these things that happen, right, that are part of this entire cycle, keeping you always thinking of this entire cycle. You're thinking of all these things. You're either thinking of food, you're thinking of sleep, you're thinking of eating, or sex, or work, okay? So I want you to notice that when your mind is occupied with all these thoughts, you are not thinking about, oh, why am I here on this planet, and what can I do to personally develop and reach my highest potential version? And if you do, you're doing it at a very, very slow pace. Because like I said, I understand that too, that you are living a busy life within this matrix, within this pattern. So of course, obviously, starting off, you need to set up your priorities, right? And I've said in other videos that through my experience, I believe that your spiritual nature, right, your true nature precedes this human nature that we're living, okay? I feel that your conscious exploration and expansion is always first, because or else you're going to be dying and coming back, dying and coming back, dying and coming back into this life, repeating the same thing over again, because the world was created in such a way that the cycle just takes you in, you live through it, and then you die. Okay, so let that spark some curiosity, and I hope that opens your mind up. Okay, number 2 is going to be the left brain cognition. Okay, the way we work, the majority of the world, especially scientists, which feed us through school and through education systems, logical information, right? Scientific information about how to navigate through this world and how to identify certain things, if they're true or not. But in reality, we're just absorbing all this information that they're giving us, and we're interpreting it logically, but without the really profound spiritual background, okay? The fact that we all have a collective purpose and we're here to experience this human life and to evolve into our true nature. But you see, when we're participating in the logical information, we lose sight of what is actually our own true selves, our existence, while we're here, okay? That we are energetic beings. And that comes first, then the acquisition of logical information or getting a PhD, right? So you can be the smartest one here physically, at a physical level of consciousness, right? Because you're operating, and if you have a PhD in, let's say, a certain field that is not too spiritual or doesn't go into spiritual dynamics, you have mastered the art of using your logical brain. But what about the bigger picture of things? The bigger picture of yourself, you see? So in school, they train us to focus, to become externally focused on our circumstances, on the paper, the test in front of us, right? So a lot of us lose sight, like I said, of our bigger picture, of who we are, our true nature. We lose sight of that. And so we navigate through this world constantly thinking, right? Oh, look at that, look at this, look at this, look at that, very logically, and really just analyzing things, but not really going deeper, looking for depth, okay? Looking into the depth, right? What's behind the curtain, the unknown. We forget about that because we're too busy analyzing different people, what we want, what we don't want, okay? So that's number 2. Hope that gets you to thinking, okay? To start using your intuition, to develop your intuition, and start to think deeper into who you really are. Who am I? Who am I really? Am I the perceiver, right? Am I the creator, or am I the victim of my reality? Okay, start to ask yourself these questions. Number 3 is going to be hierarchical, right? Systems, right? Had a little trouble saying that word. And the nations, right? The power-oriented dynamic that we have throughout the entire world, right? We have different types of governments, different type of national leaders all over the world, right? The most popular one, you know, the Russians, the current president of the United States. So, and King Jong-un, I forgot how to pronounce his name, right? These main global, impactful leaders, right? But what does this do? What do these systems do, right? Throughout our world that have been pretty present throughout history, right? These leaders, right? The separation. That is what I want you to understand. That is what I want you to think about. The fact that since there's so many leaders and so much separation between different nations within our planet, what begins to happen? We begin to form alliances within our world. Different types of consciousness becomes separated or perceived as separated, as away from, okay? Everything becomes culture oriented. Your culture, my culture, you know, I'm Latin, you're white, and then you're Asian, and you're African American, okay? But you see what starts to happen when you start to do this? When you start to think in terms of just culture, just race, just nations and leaders and governments. What begins to happen is that people get fed up with this power, the power that they need to have over others, okay? And the fact that you're over there and I'm over here, and therefore that makes me better than you, and then I have this and you don't have any of this. You see where I'm going here? So what this does and what this gets us to, the point that it gets us, is to a point of a lower level of consciousness, of not realizing our true nature because we're too busy separating ourselves, separating our identity from all other people, when in reality we are all energetically connected, and we have all came here on this planet as human beings. And then if we were able to cut through all that BS, right, all this separation worldwide, that we'd actually be able to sustain the entire planet, all the third world countries, all the people that are starving within our planet. You see what I'm saying? But no, power and having and collecting and the accumulation of wealth and who has more money, who has more power, is more important. Therefore, keeping us from realizing as a collective, right, the entire world, who we really are and what's our actual purpose in this planet. You see, be careful where you spend your energy. Thinking about politics, oh my God, Donald Trump is so bad, you know. how I see everywhere on social media, everyone complaining about a certain type of government, a certain type of a system, right? A hierarchy, a law that just came out. Well, instead of complaining, why don't you speak up and develop some type of credibility, right? Some type of fame, so you can become a worldwide influence, therefore impacting on a global level. You see, I just want to spark within you the fact that you are a creator and that you can master your reality and you can impact the world. You are the light of the world, and therefore if you choose to, you can go down a path of greatness, which you are, and you can really change the world for the better, okay? But you got to put your priorities straight. Where do you spend your energy, complaining or creating, okay? Because wherever your energy flows, wherever your attention goes, energy flows, okay? That's number 4. Number 5, the last one, diet and consumption, okay? A major one when it comes to finding out your true nature, who you really are, okay? Very important, because biologically, as a collective, we are all eating the same exact things. The conventional world and systems that we operate within, the global matrix, so to speak, right? We're all eating, the majority of the human beings on this planet are all eating the same things. Meat, dairy, eggs, cheese, lots of sugar, coffee. You see how, notice how there's so many people participating in the same things. Okay, remember these 5 things that I just talked about in this video. Why are there so many people conforming to this? Why are there so many people participating in the same exact cycles? I want you guys to think why this is happening. Is it maybe happening on purpose? So that we don't realize our true nature. Realize this, okay? I'm not even going deep into a conspiracy, but I want you to objectively understand, right, all the points that I've made throughout this video. Now, does this seem reasonable? Are we actually evolving within this cycle of living that has been going on for years? Okay? Why aren't we evolving into our highest potential and actually finding out why we're here and really evolving as a whole? Well, that is why I named these 5 things, so you could see how it does not make any sense. And that all of us are eating the same foods, right? Going back to number 5, everyone's eating the same diet. Everyone's dying from the same diseases, okay? One of the leading causes of death in the entire world, if not the number 1, is cardiovascular problems with the heart. And you know what causes that? Meat. Okay? Now I'm not saying, oh, go vegan immediately, right? Take it at your own pace. And if you feel resonant eating meat, okay, and if you're eating meat and it's not affecting you and you're not being called to switch your diet, hey, follow your intuition. As long as you're following your intuition and you're intentionally living your life, doing everything for the better, for your expansion, for your growth, for your love, right, for your service to the world, then hey, I give it all to you. I send you love and light because you're on your unique path and journey. But biologically, if you go and do your own research, you can just dive into the forums, okay? We are not meant to eat certain foods that we all eat as a whole. And I'm talking collectively, the majority. But on the bright side, people are demanding and are noticing what happens when you shift into a plant-based diet, okay? The benefits that come with it, the activation that happens on a oh my goodness, I always have trouble saying that word, on a cellular level, okay? There's a science behind this. As you cleanse the denseness within your cells by not eating meat, you are able to receive more light, more energy, right? There's a science behind it. Dive into it. And this will allow you to more acceleratedly reach your highest potential, realize who you are, figure out your spiritual nature, expand your consciousness and awareness. All this helps, okay? So, let's repeat all the steps, right? We have the eat, sleep, work, sex cycle, okay? Become conscious of the cycle that you're participating in. Is this aligning with you becoming your best version? Or are you just conforming? Are you becoming, or are you a conformist in this world? Are you a sheep? You know? And I always say I don't like that word, but man, it fits perfectly, because you're just following the herd. You're within the matrix, the conventional world. So I want to ask you, is it for your growth? And if it isn't, then why aren't you completely stepping out, right? Second, the left brain. Start to develop your intuition, meditate, synchronize your left and right hemispheres so you can really see your potential and expand your consciousness. So you can perceive the world through a higher perspective, okay? And really see things from an objective point of view, okay? 3, the hierarchical, that's number 4, my bad. 1, 2, 3, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness. So this entire time I just noticed, right, that I didn't even have 5 things, okay? But guess what? I don't care. I want you guys to see that, hey, I'm striving to become as conscious as possible, but I also make mistakes. Okay, so I've been saying that there's 5, but in reality there's just 4. There's 4 things, okay? So, number 3 was hierarchical systems, nations, and national leaders, okay? I want you to really think about the separation that we have created and cultivated from years and years of doing this. Is it on purpose? Hey, that's another video. But I want you to realize this for yourself. Really look at the world. Why isn't the world operating from a holistic point of view of caring about everyone's human nature? Why are there so many power-driven people, money-driven people that are only wanting to accumulate things just for themselves and not help the rest of the world? But I do know there are a lot of people that are now doing so. And I'm so grateful for those types of people, but just really look and start to see this for yourself so that you can start to become the change for the world, because this is your world, my world, everyone's world. We're all living on this planet together. And number 4 is going to be diet and consumption, okay? Become conscious of what you're eating. Dive into the research of, is it actually in alignment with your highest potential? Is it in alignment with your body, your physical body? Is your physical body meant to eat these certain foods that we're currently eating as a collective world, okay? And if it isn't, then there needs some balance, right, to be regained, so you can further your path, so you can reach that new level, that new height within your spiritual or conscious journey, okay? So, thank you for watching this video. I know that the numbering was terrible today, so I hope you can, forgive me there. So 4 things I said about this world that might be keeping you, and that I wanted to bring to your attention, that they are affecting you discovering your true nature, okay? And that they are being done systematically, and that we are following that system, that we are within that system, and that now, if you're watching this video, you are now conscious and are now have the ability to step out of the cycle and create your own cycle, develop yourself, and experience a whole new world in a whole new light, okay? Thank you for tuning in today. 4 things, right? And have a great rest of your day. Let's evolve.